So here I am at the end of the process, or this part of the process anyway, where the music has been written and now I'm just finishing off the scoring of it. And as I was explaining in the first program I showed, the way I work is I compose in the sequencer and then I export to the notation program, which in this case is Finale, and then I do the edits. And the way I do the edits is I export to the notation program and I print out then a rough copy of the score, and it ends up looking a bit like this. So you can see here that it's properly notated, but there's also a bunch of my scrolls written all over it, so etc. And you can see where I've written in articulations and all kinds of dynamic markings, etc., etc. So what I will do is I will take the rough score and then go to the MIDI file. In this case, the MIDI file now will have represented the entire piece. The entire piece will be on the MIDI file. In the opening video diary, I talked about the fact my plan was to write something based on that improvised bass line, and that's actually what happened. So if I played the improvised bass line again, so that's what I opened with, and this was my original plan, was to do the opening movement by taking that improvised bass line and then making something of it, and that's actually what happened in the end. So this is the opening of the concerto. With this is all MIDI sounds, of course, but it will start in the double basses, pretty much in the way slightly different tempo, but in the way that I did on the improvisation. And so this becomes the theme for the first movement. Much later into it, it's you know, it's basically going on like almost like a Passacaglia kind of thing. You'll have to imagine how that would sound with real instruments instead of those MIDI sounds. But basically, my original idea worked out, and I ended up writing the whole first movement based on that that improvised passage. And then, as I said, so I've composed in this format. I then export into Finale, and then it spits it out in a very rough kind of form, and then I do, as I showed you, I do this with it, and I put in all the scribbles and all of that stuff, and I then sit at the computer and I will then put in articulations using Finale, properly put them in properly, so that the score comes out looking somewhat correct. So if I find this is the before and after, I suppose. This is the scribbled out version with the, you know, hand entered articulations, etc. And then this is the final version of it, so how it will look. Hopefully it'll be legible to the conductor, to Scott. And you can see I have one little written in mark there, which I fixed later. I decided to call the piece Hands in the end, rather than just call it Concerto for Electric Guitar and Orchestra. So that was a decision, or an inspiration that came to me. And I've got the three movements now written out. I have to do the parts, format the parts, but other than that, it's really ready to go to the orchestra. So here we are at the beginning of October, and everything is done. The music was really finished by the end of September. I had most of it done when I came back from Anna McCarrick the last time. I tweaked it a little bit, and since then I've been doing the scoring, so now it's ready to go, and we'll see what happens in January.